Okay, continuing on, just talk about creating users and working with users themselves. So let's just take a department here. Let's go into human resources. They have 3 people on there, and say we need to expand the department. If I click New User, I'm going to put a new person on here. I don't think I have a Randy anywhere, so I'm going to create Randy. I call it Randy Benfield. And our login name is just going to be Randy because it is unique across our company. And I'll put a password. I mistyped. And setting it up so the user can't or won't have to change the password the next time. And the password never expires. And that's just for our scenario, so we don't have to remember all these usernames. I click Next, and I click Finished. So I create Randy in here, and if I do create Randy, will Randy have access to all the accounting stuff that everybody else in accounting is going to have access to?
No.
No, he's not. I would have to then go to right-click, add to group, type in accounting, or type in account or accounting, check the name, add them to the accounting group, and then they would end up having to have that. They could have that information. And now they could have access to that data. Good observation. And then there's the whole idea of administration errors, of dealing with, oh man, I just put them in the wrong group. I did that on purpose just because to show that this is the error. Actually not, but it does actually lead to it. That there's a lot of administration, and you don't want to be messing up this kind of stuff because, in fact, right now, if I did do that, you'd have had access to the accounting information and not the HR information, and that could potentially be really, really bad. So, and I actually am showing this as a problem. Also, if I look underneath here to Randy, I have no description. I have an office or telephone number. If I look under organization, it doesn't have the department name, and not that I do for the other people, but it'd be really nice if kind of all that stuff would be put in there ahead of time. So I'm going to delete Randy, and we're going to do Randy differently this time. Is we're going to be creating a new user, and we're going to be calling it HR template. And it can be named anything you want, user template, whatever. But we're just going to call it something generic. We're going to enter a password. It's really not going to make much difference to it because we're just using it as a template. And then the next step is making sure that the account is disabled, because we don't want actually people logging in as this account. We just want to create a user called template of some sort. And when I click done, it now has a user on here. It's down so that people can't log in as it. I can go under the user template, and I can go under address or office. You know, office, maybe they're all located in the same area, so maybe L1, what room are we in? 119? Yeah. They're all in L119. Maybe accounting has their own web page, accounting.garopa.com. Looking underneath the organization level, the department is accounting. No, I did this wrong again, didn't I? HR. HR is the department. The company is Garopa. And you know, I could put any other information I want here as well. And then I click OK. Oh, not yet. I'm sorry, not yet. The next thing is member of. I can add them a member of HR, check names, and I'm going to put them part of the HR group. So I've created a user pretty much with the information that I wanted. So just looking at that again, HR template, the user is disabled. I open it up. The name, the office location is located here. If there's a web page, I could put it there. If there's a generic accounting telephone number, I could put it there. That might be more user specific, so I probably wouldn't enter at that point. Underneath the organization, I have the department and the company, and they're part of the HR group. Now if I want to create Randy again, instead of going new user, I can right click on the person and I can copy it. and it comes up with pretty much a new user account information. And I type in Randy Benfield, and Randy's going to log in. And I click Next. I do need to type in a password. And it does have all the same options. So the user's password is not going to change in our situation, and it never expires, and it's disabled. So that's the part I do want to take off, is the account is disabled. And I click Next and Finished. Now when I look at the user account, I should have, oh, the web page didn't show up, but the organization information showed up, and the member of is automatically there. So this first part didn't work. I'm not sure why not. But underneath organization, and especially the most important part, is that the group membership is automatically there. It just saves a lot of headache. Oh, I forgot to add them to the group, so they don't have any access. Or like exactly what I did, I added them to the wrong group, which is even a worse situation. Here you have a template, you copy them, you create the new user. It has all the information about them, their department, their company name, and most importantly, their group membership. Especially if a company or a group of users has a lot of group memberships or security that you might want to play with. So it's a really easy way of creating lots of new additional users. To continue practicing with this scenario, go ahead and create a template for each of the departments. So for accounting, for information systems, operations, sales, executive, so that if you were to add a new person into that department, that a template would be there. And again, the most important aspect of it is what group are they a part of. As far as naming your templates, you can name them really anything you want. They could actually be a real username, but that would be really confusing. But having some kind of indication that it's a template, like exec template, IS template, whatever you want to do. Some people will just do T underscore accounting. So it doesn't actually say accounting, template, but you know, they just know in their mind that I'm always looking for the T's, and it's a T underscore is going to be a template. So there's going to be some kind of naming convention that you're used to, or knowing where to find it. So either you can look under the department name, like IS template, or look under template IS or T underscore IS. Just some kind of naming that's going to make it really obvious. It's also going to be kind of obvious in that regard that there shouldn't be many people disabled. So you can kind of look down and saying, oh, that's the disabled account. Check the name out, and sure enough, that is your template.